Hello everyone. If you're currently receiving Social Security, SSI, or SSDI benefits, I need your full attention right now. What I'm about to explain could have a direct impact on your upcoming payments. President Trump has just approved new legislation set to take effect on September 30th, and I've carefully gone through the lengthy 200-page report so you don't have to. I know how difficult it is for many of you to keep up with rising costs, and you deserve a clear explanation of how this affects your benefits, without having to struggle through confusing government language. This matters whether you're a single parent carefully stretching every dollar, a veteran dealing with service-related health challenges, or someone who has worked for decades and now depends on assistance. These updates are going to touch your life. So, take a moment to sit down, maybe grab a coffee, and let's break down exactly what's changing, when it starts, and what it means for you. The new law is called the Social Security Enhancement Act of 2025, and it's built around three major goals. Each one is important for your household finances, so let's go through them. First, the law tackles cost of living adjustments, or COLA. Up until now, the annual increases haven't truly kept up with real-world inflation. You've seen groceries, rent, and utilities climb sharply, while your benefit checks have struggled to catch up. This legislation changes the way those adjustments are calculated. Second, it reforms the disability determination process. Many of you have told me about waiting endlessly for SSDI approvals, sometimes for years, even though you couldn't work in the meantime. The new rules are designed to speed up that system and make it less burdensome. Third, it finally updates eligibility standards and asset limits, which have been stuck at outdated levels for decades. Some of those rules were set when gasoline cost under $2 a gallon. Now let's talk about who is directly affected. If you're on Social Security retirement, you'll see the new COLA formula applied to your monthly check beginning January 2026. For SSI recipients, the changes are even bigger. The individual asset limit is rising from $2,000 to $10,000, and for couples from $3,000 to $20,000. That means you can save without automatically losing your benefits. SSDI beneficiaries will notice improvements mostly in the application and appeal process, along with some recalculations that could increase your payments. Veterans who receive disability pay alongside Social Security will see protections to stop benefit reductions caused by overlapping rules. Single parents may qualify for programs they couldn't access before, thanks to new rules for counting household income. And if you're unemployed and relying on Social Security, updated work incentive programs will help you return to work without instantly cutting off your benefits. Now let's go deeper into the specific changes. Starting in 2026, Social Security will no longer base COLA on the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners. Instead, it will use the Consumer Price Index for the elderly. That matters because seniors and people with disabilities spend more on healthcare, medication, and housing. The new formula is designed to reflect those realities. What does that mean financially? Estimates suggest the typical Social Security recipient could see $15 to $45 more each month. Over a year, that's an extra $180 to $540. For SSI, this is even more significant. The $2,000 individual asset cap hasn't been touched since 1989. Back then, that money could cover months of expenses. Today, it doesn't even cover rent in most places. The new $10,000 and $20,000 thresholds let you build savings for emergencies, school needs, or car repairs without losing eligibility. For SSDI applicants, there's now a fast-track process. If you suffer from one of 200 serious conditions, your application should be reviewed within 60 days instead of waiting 3-6 months. Disability evaluations will also expand through telemedicine, meaning less travel and easier access for those with mobility limitations or those living in rural areas. There's more good news. Some provisions are retroactive. If your SSDI claim was denied within the last 12 months and you now qualify under the new rules, you can request a review without restarting the entire application. Work incentive programs are also being modernized. Trial work periods are being extended and income limits before benefit reductions kick in are being raised. That means if you work part-time, you can earn more before seeing a cut in your benefits. If you're a parent with dependent children, their benefit calculations are being updated as well. Payments could rise by 10-15% in many cases. And for veterans, this law ensures Social Security will no longer reduce your benefits dollar for dollar based on VA disability pay, fixing a problem that unfairly penalized thousands of former service members. Now let's go over when these changes take effect. The higher SSI asset limits begin January 1st, 2026, with a 6-month grace period so no one suddenly loses benefits. The new COLA formula begins with the 2026 benefits year, so the first check using the updated calculation will arrive in January 2026. Disability process reforms roll out in phases starting November 1st, 2025. Fast-track processing applies to new SSDI applications beginning March 1st, 2026. So what should you do right now? Nothing drastic. Wait for official notices from the Social Security Administration, which will explain exactly how these changes apply to your personal case. In the meantime, if you're on SSI, start planning how you'll use the higher asset limits wisely, maybe by opening an emergency savings account. If you have a pending SSDI claim, check with your attorney or representative about whether you qualify for fast-track processing. Keep all your Social Security paperwork in one safe place for easy access. And be extra careful about scams. Social Security will never call you asking for your Social Security number or bank information. All legitimate updates will come by mail. Here's what this could look like in real life. A single mother on SSI with 2 kids could see an extra $200, $400 per month once the changes are fully implemented. Money that could cover supplies, clothing, or utility bills. Retirees will finally see COLA increases that truly reflect their spending needs, instead of tiny adjustments that barely cover Medicare premium hikes. Veterans receiving both VA disability and Social Security benefits could see an end to payment offsets, with increases ranging from $100 to $300 per month. Families caring for elderly or disabled loved ones will benefit from higher asset limits that provide a bit of financial security without disqualifying them from help. Now, some challenges are worth mentioning. These changes will add strain to an already overworked Social Security system, which could cause delays and confusion. Part of the funding comes from closing tax loopholes, but another part comes from gradually raising the full retirement age for younger workers. If you're under 40, your full retirement age may be pushed back slightly. And like many laws, certain parts might face court challenges that could delay parts of the rollout. So here's a quick action plan. Don't act on these changes until you get official notification. If you're on SSI, prepare to handle the higher savings limits responsibly. If you have a pending SSDI claim, check your eligibility for fast-track review. Keep your records organized. Stay alert for scams. The broader picture is encouraging. This law sets up a system of regular reviews and updates, so we won't go decades again without adjustments. Both parties in Congress are already discussing future improvements, especially in work incentives and disability processing. The ultimate goal is to make Social Security meet the needs of people in today's world, not the 1980s. I know many of you have watched your benefits lose value year after year while costs soared. These changes won't fix every challenge, but they're a meaningful step forward. You've paid into the system, you've contributed, and you deserve support that helps you live with dignity and security. I'll keep monitoring every step of the rollout and update you as new information comes in. If this breakdown helped, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future updates. I post every Tuesday and Friday covering changes to benefits, new programs, and practical tips to stretch your resources further. You can also check out last week's video about emergency assistance programs available right now while you wait for these Social Security changes. That link, plus resources for free legal support with Social Security issues, is in the description. Leave me a comment and tell me how you think these changes will impact you. I read every comment and often create new videos to answer your questions. Remember, you are not alone in this. Even small improvements can bring real relief in your day-to-day life. I'll see you in the next video.